What's up, muses? Hi, welcome back, and hi, hello, and welcome if this is your first time finding me on the YouTubes and the interwebs. My name is Tyler, also known as T-Mann Tarot, your favorite tarot and oracle deck professional here, giving you the reviews, unboxings, and first takes on different tarot, oracle, and metaphysical things that are out there so that you can decide whether or not it's worth your investment to purchase it on your own. Because most metaphysical shops, as you know, or even Amazon, when you try to purchase it, you don't get to see all of the cards. So the goal here for me is to help you make an informed decision before you go on and purchase. But before we go on any further and dive into this week's video, please make sure that you subscribe. Turn on that notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below so that you will never miss another tarot deck review on my channel. So, yeah, let's switch it on up, change our camera angles, and dive on into this week's review. Shall we, friends? All right, friends. Today, we are talking about the Runes and the Gods Oracle 50 cards and guidebook. And shout out to my friends at Inner Traditions for sending me a copy of this deck for review. This deck has really been my new practice. This is something that I have been using for my daily card pulls. I'm not doing tarot card pulls. Part of my journey for 2026 is really to connect with the Celtic heritage that I have, whether it's runes or through the Celtic gods, just to try to understand a little bit more, trying to connect to my lineage. Did a 23andMe and got some very interesting results here. So beautiful artwork comes in this lovely little box here. Chunky guidebook. Two-piece insert. Now, again, Inner Traditions Publishing is eco-friendly, so I get what they've kind of done here. Love that the box opens up all the way. Just would love it if the tray or the box was just a hair deeper so that the cards, like, when you put them in, like, they fully stay in, right? But that's just my own little pet peeve here. All right, so this contains the secret wisdom of pre-Christian cultures of Northern Europe. While the runes have been used as letters in the North writing system, they also hold deep significance as symbols of the mysteries and tools of divination and magical practice. Celine, I hope I'm pronouncing their name right, explores Norse mythology to trace the physical origins of the runes as well as their mystical and secret nature. Drawing upon the Havanamal and Edis, she invokes oh god, there are Celtic words here, Oris and Venir deities within the runes, allowing them to interact in revealing ways. Each card illustrated by Theonska, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, represents either a rune or a god. The guidebook provides interpretations for each card while contextualizing the rune or god within the mythological and magical settings. The author gives divinatory meanings for each card with specific focus on the reader's relationship and career. The author also gives instructions for performing rituals that allow the reader to connect to the power of each rune or deity and employs its magic. While the rune caster may develop their own way to consult the cards, Celine provides a number of possible spreads, including a single card draw, a spread of the three Norns, and an Ingwaz spread. So, little bit about the deck here. Really comprehensive and beautifully illustrated guidebook. You get the full color picture of what's on the card, kind of a breakdown of what the card's name is, a keyword, a description, then divinatory meanings, love, work, and ritual, right? So depending on how you kind of pull this and things like that. So let's talk cardstock here. I'm gonna just kind of bring us in just a little bit more. There we go. Yes. Sorry, friends. Angles, you know? Great. So cardstock, great, snappy cardstock. As you can kind of see, it is glossy. There we go. There's the ring light, right? High gloss here leads to, actually, if you're not overly paying attention to the runes that are in the circle here, you could look at it as leading to uprights and inversions, but the runes are not mirrored here. So if you're really keen to it, you would be able to see uprights and inversions here. But I love that this Oracle deck not only has the name, but also has a keyword involved in it. But this artwork, I have tried other rune and like gods decks, and I just wasn't able to fully kind of like connect to it until I got this one, and the artwork style just really spoke and resonated to me, which I absolutely loved. And how you can kind of get this deeper kind of connection to things and still see that, like, right? Iwas, horse riding, we have the horse, but the M, right? It's about movement, moving forward, but the actual horse, right? It's the vehicle that you use to move, right? But I love, so this visual imagery, I read with runes on my own, but there's something about having it as a card, right? Still connecting to that tarot love, the cardomancy of it all, is something that I really just connect with. The images are just stunning. It kind of also reminds me of a little bit of the Fyodor Pavlov tarot here, right? Just because they have this kind of similar line work situation in their illustrations. And like you can, right? This kind of reminds me of the Hanged Man almost, right? So there is some crossover. Yes, I know they are two different systems, but everything is connected in its own way, moving forward, you know? Let's give it that beautiful card shuffle. Smooth and easy here. Really has a great snap. I've been using them for a while, so they haven't warped at all here. You can do the bridge. Side by side is a little hard. They don't necessarily have that bend in the middle here. They definitely have that bend, but not so much the side bend here. Let us take a look here, right? So saga connected to history, right? Looks like chair of wisdom. We can see like this chalice is highlighted, so like watering down, feeding, kind of nourishing everything. Let's see, it's number 40. I love that not only do we have like a number here so that it's easy that I can like open up the book and go, okay, I don't have to go here into the guidebook here to find the table of contents, to look through things. There's introductions, we have each individual rune and deity, an introduction about the runes, how to kind of use them in their history, talking about, you know, the 9 realms. It's a deep guidebook here. All right, so Sega history. Sega represents memory as it is told in legends. As Odin's daughter, she was in the habit of bringing him a cup of mead every day. This elixir was capable of giving the gift of eloquence and intelligence. So father and daughter recounted the legends that had shaped their world. Sega's role was to memorize events and transcribe them faithfully. She knew every past action and all its consequences. Now, the dream message. I am the one who tells what the scrolls have not yet written. My memory goes back as far as chaos, the original nothingness. I possess the world's archives so that no one forgets what has been achieved, what has been lost and loved. I predict the return of useful memories. A divinatory meaning. The goddess Sega tells you that memory only makes sense if it is useful in the present. Remember the traps of the past so you can avoid them today. Family stories may surface, hereby revealing secrets useful to your personal development. These discoveries give you an opportunity to free yourself from problematic bonds and generational transmission. All that is useful to your something will be revealed to you so that you can move forward into new truths. Like Odin, you're ready to drink the cup of mead that Sega offers you. Love. An air of deja vu may be felt in an existing relationship. Take the time to evaluate the situation before considering the future, as this relationship may not correspond to your needs for elevation. A nostalgic person may also come to you, so be careful not to let yourself be overwhelmed by the backward-looking mood. Turn your gaze to the future. Work. Don't dwell on your professional past. Be confident in exploring and what you're learning, and go for it. You have everything you need to advance. If you're looking for a job, you'll be offered a position similar to one you've already held. Jobs related to history, antiques, ancient art, and so on are perfectly favored by Sega. Sega, the ritual, the goddess of memory. Grab a pencil and a piece of paper and write down the pattern you feel is recurring in your life. Invoke the goddess Sega. Invoke the goddess. Sega, you who are the memory of that which is no more. You who every day tells Odin your father legends while he drinks a cup of mead. Illuminated in my memory, these memories that I must recover. Help me not to replace the past, but to create my new future. Let me taste the divine elixir. Then burn your text and thank the goddess for illuminating your memory. So that's kind of the idea of things that you get throughout the cards. Let's do a rune here, since that was a goddess. All right, let's talk about rune Therus, struggle. So, Therus is the third rune in the Feruk. It is associated with the god Thor. This is the rune of battle and material powers. It's the archetype of fertility. It is a symbol of all the battles that were waged throughout a lifetime, some of which cannot be avoided, and some of which have been incited. The shape represents Thor's hammer, named Mjolnir, which according to legend was forged by the dwarves. This made it a very powerful weapon when it came to killing giants. Divinatory meaning. And a lot of the times when I'm pulling the card for myself, I'm focusing on just the divinatory meaning. So Thorus represents your fighting strength and the light that manifests itself in bursts of anger. The wisdom of this rune is to teach you to distinguish between those battles that are necessary and those that are a waste of time. It teaches you that there are different ways to fight, and shows you how the path of tact and patience can let you achieve your ends. Anger is a bad counselor and can lead to reacting inappropriately to annoyances that are less important than they appear. You need to assess every battle that comes your way before plunging in. By taking a step back and choosing the most appropriate course of action, you ensure victory. There is also a key word that I associate with this as thorn, right? It could be the thorn that's in your side. So that is kind of the look at both the gods and the oracle and the runes in the guidebook. Let's give it one more shuffle. And friends, a closer inspection of each of the runes and gods cards is coming up right now.